Let's start right where we left off here with Darian Mensah, the quarterback from Tulane, had an outstanding season before putting his name in the portal. You look at his stats. This guy's 6'3", 200 pounds, 3 years of eligibility, 2,723 yards, 22 touchdowns, 7 INTs, also ran for a touchdown, 132 yards. This is, to me, one of the top names in the portal right now when you talk about the eligibility, the proven production, the fact that this guy was 3rd nationally in yards per attempt at 9.5, 6th nationally in passer rating. And the names he's up there with are all the top names in college football. Your Cam Wards, your Shedeur Sanders, your Curtis Rourkes, your Jackson Darts, your Will Howards. These are the names that are up there when you talk about quarterback rating and yards per attempt. So Darian Mensah right away jumps to the top, to me, of the quarterbacks in the transfer portal. A lot of potential fits for him. Obviously, we are very familiar with the University of Miami. He makes sense there. He's been linked by On3 to Syracuse. They just had the leading passer in the country with Kyle McCord. You could see him walking in right away and throwing the football to some very, very good wide receivers that they have at Syracuse. It's a lot of interest expected for a player like this because with his smooth passing abilities, ability to push the ball downfield, the fact that he's an experienced young player makes a lot of sense for a lot of schools.
And a guy who didn't win the starting job until fall camp, right? So very talented quarterback. You've been seeing these clips play here. Easy thrower. It looks effortless for him. And someone who he's not moving around back there to take off and run with it. He's keeping his eyes downfield to try to make a big play downfield, but really, really good footwork, like his movement in and out of the pocket, and can drop it in there, as you saw on some of those throws.
Yeah, this is someone who played basketball in high school, so he has that smooth athleticism, but really not a very heralded recruit coming out of San Luis Obispo, St. Joseph. This is Central Coast, right in between San Francisco to the north, LA to the south. Did not have a lot of interest, was not a heralded player even at Tulane. He was a scout team player. He was the 3rd string quarterback coming in. So meteoric rise for Mensah, and he's going to continue that rise onto what we can anticipate being a Power 4 starting job. It's going to be interesting to watch that recruitment as it unfolds.
And won a lot of games this year. At the end of the day, I think that's so important in this whole evaluation process, is it's so difficult for these coaches. Very, very easy to watch tape and all that and say, wow, this guy can play. But to really look at, as the quarterback in particular, did you help navigate your team through the ups and downs of the season? Obviously, they didn't win the conference championship, but got there and didn't turn the ball. 6 interceptions. I don't know what his fumble numbers were, but someone who protected the football for the most part. I know he threw one against Army in the conference championship.
The fumbles were an issue. I believe he had 7 fumbles on the year.
So let me not say he protected the football, but again, for the most part, he's not someone you watch and you're like, man, this guy's a gunslinger, right? Like he's under control for the most part.
Yeah, smart, but again, not a dink and dunk quarterback as well. This is somebody who's 9.5 yards per attempt, 3rd in the nation, tied with Cam Ward, behind only Curtis Rourke and then Jackson Dart, number 1. So he straddles that line in a very efficient way. Takes chances downfield, but not recklessly. So a lot to like about Darian Mensah. He will be, in my view, the most desired quarterback on the market until someone like a John Mateer from Washington State enters.